Welcome to CivilNet. My guest today here at our studios is Raffi Bedrosyan, who is in Armenia on a very unique and interesting trip. Mr. Bedrosyan, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
I'd like to introduce you to our guests, first of all. You are from Canada, but you were born in Istanbul, Turkey.
Yes.
You are a civil engineer and a classical pianist. And you are here in Armenia this week on something that is, I don't know if the word is unique or interesting, certainly groundbreaking perhaps. You've brought a group of what we are now calling Hidden Armenians from Turkey to Armenia on what I feel is something like a pilgrimage. Please tell us about this, this adventure that you're on.
Yeah, we can define them as hidden Armenians or no more hidden Armenians who have decided to come out. They are mostly from Diyarbakir, the Kranagerd region of Turkey. And 3 years ago, when the Giragos Church was reconstructed there, this became not only a evidence of a large Armenian presence there before 1915, but it also served as a like a magnet. It started attracting all the hidden Armenians in the region, as well as from all of Eastern Turkey or Western Armenia, to come and meet one another and to get organized, to find the strength and courage to come out.
It does take courage, I presume. Just for our viewers, when we say hidden Armenians, I think perhaps it's important to explain. These are Armenians who are Muslim, who are Islamicized, because of the genocide.
From 1915, there were thousands or 10,000s of orphans who were collected by Turkish officials, and they were Islamicized and Turkified in orphanages, and some of them became real, true, fanatically nationalist Turks or Kurds, and there were also thousands of girls, especially, who were captured during the deportation convoys by Turks and Kurds, and most of these orphans, they knew that there were Armenians, and as they kept their identity hidden, now their grandchildren or children, there is a movement starting almost that they want to go back to their roots. And the Giragos Church, as I said, acted like a magnet, bringing them together.
You were involved in the reconstruction of that historic church in Diyarbakir, and it resonated around the world, the first mass that took place. And we go to Istanbul quite often, and we do feel, even in Istanbul, there is a renaissance taking place. I wouldn't say it's widespread, but there are pockets that we're seeing, and especially in Eastern Turkey or Western Armenia, there are a lot more Armenians who are finding the courage to come forward. But tell me about this trip. Tell me about the composition. How many people are there? Is this the first time that they are in Armenia?
The Diyarbakir Hidden Armenians, we organized a language course for them, seeing their enthusiasm, in cooperation with the local Diyarbakir municipality. Giragos Church organized this language course, and the graduates of this course, we decided to bring them here as a reward to them, or to encourage them more to find their Armenian roots. So 49 of them we brought here. Most of them are coming here for the first time. Some of them are coming out of Turkey for the first time. Their age ranges from 18 to 83. There are a few different social, economic, and education levels. There are doctors, some lawyers to become lawyers, businessmen, retired people, housewives, teachers, students, teachers. So it's quite a range of people, but the common thing is they all want to find their Armenian roots.
You organized this trip, and I suspect it wasn't an easy trip to organize in terms of logistics and finances. Why was it important for you to be involved in that process?
Well, this is the evolution, I would say, the continuation of the restoration of Giragos Church, that three objectives were to show to the Turks that there was Armenian presence in Western Armenia, in Eastern Turkey, before 1915, and this became a solid monument to that. Second was to show to the diaspora Armenians that this became like a genocide memorial, that people come and visit, whoever comes from diaspora to visit Turkey now sees this. And third was most important, most precious for me, was to this objective to be an attraction for the hidden Armenians, and it is evolving even faster than my wildest dreams.
What have been their reactions being here?
Common to most comments that I receive from them is that as if they are not in a new country, that they feel it's their own. They don't feel any strangeness, or even though they don't speak yet very well, language is still a barrier, but even then with looks and appearances and
there's a sense of familiarity for
exactly,
them.
Exactly, like the dances, the food, and the mannerisms of people, they're familiar with them, yes.
You know, we often have these questions of identity, of who's an Armenian, who isn't an Armenian. You know, I think that if somebody says that I am Armenian, I accept that, whether they are Christian or Hamshen or Muslim. Mm-hmm. Some of these hidden Armenians have been baptized in the Armenian Apostolic Church, and I believe two of them were actually baptized here in Armenia.
Yes.
How special was that for them, for you?
I think this was another historic first, that a few of them were baptized back in Diyarbakir at Giragos Church, changing names and identity as well as religion, but most of them had remained Islam Armenians, which is a new phenomenon. But two of them, when they came here, they wanted to be baptized. It was a big dilemma for both of them. One is a teacher in a Turkish government school, so this may have repercussions and risks for him, either losing his job or circle of friends or worse. But he was determined to go through with this and become Christian Armenian. And second one was a lady who is married to a quite religious Muslim Kurd, and who had told her that you shouldn't even think of doing something like this. And until the last night before Echmiadzin, she had decided not to go through with this, but the next morning, as we were driving from Sardarabad to Echmiadzin, she decided to go ahead. So we had two baptisms.
It's an incredible story. It's incredible times that we're living in, especially just on the cusp of the 100th anniversary of the Armenian genocide. Raffi, you have been involved with Armenian independence from the early days of the earthquake, the Qarabağ movement. You were involved in reconstruction projects, and now after 25 years you are now helping the hidden Armenians find their identity, their calling, become acquainted with their homeland. It's a very interesting time that we are living in, indeed, isn't it?
Yeah, and I love every moment of it, even though it's quite a challenge. But I think this is the way, if we look back at genocide, any solution to that will come mostly from within Turkey, either by helping the Turks and Kurds understand what happened, and through numbers which are growing in terms of the hidden Armenians in Turkey.
Well, we will be following the stories closely. I'd like to thank you for coming to our studios and for bringing this group of hidden Armenians to Armenia.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me this.
I'd like to remind our viewers that our guest today was Raffi Bedrosyan, who has brought a group of hidden Armenians from Diyarbakir, Turkey to Armenia for the very first time. Stay with CivilNet.